got their bearings, trying to figure out the right comp, but then they eventually got there. Will it be a similar story today?
It's time for Match Start, brought to you by Samsung OLED. It's time to play some Valorant, folks. It's Tanner from high school, and 100 Thieves are returning to face their bully and finally chalk up a dub in this head-to-head. It's been 2 years to the day since they last beat G2.
Already fast into this B-side team. A weak, we're getting the space, still finds the entry. That's stunning.
G2 here very much occupying the side. Voraz having to dig Baby Bay out, but not before Trent gives him that even kill in the pistol. Sends it all up to Cryo. MVP in Paris, the best player in Paris, and it's up to G2 to make him feel like an average player in Los Angeles.
Nicely done from G2. Quick into that B site to deny a fast execute from 100 Thieves. Opening from Timo was still sick. That is where he really excels at a player. 100 Thieves really finding their identity as a team after making that swap. Having Austin pick up the second duelist, Timo be more of the hard entry again. It's felt like G2 juxtaposed to that. They're having a bit of an identity crisis. You know, they started with that Harbor in stage one, hard forcing that, moved away from it, started playing very standard comps with the Vice, but that didn't work in London. EWC, back to some double duelist, Baby Bay picking up Neon, maybe picking up Waylay like he did in Kickoff. Is this the recipe for success though? Or will they be forced to switch things up again?
I feel like the switching up begun in Santiago. These guys were trying to find their footing in that really neon-dominated meta, and somehow Nongshim Red Force has popped up in their way like 3 times since then. They've really had to reckon with their style of play and find one that fits them. 100 Thieves here are converging on this B side of the map. Leak playing close. Where are the Cove? Oh, he even intuits that Timo might have set foot inside. This little free pickup here, and it looks like the wheels are starting to fall off the 100 Thieves heist-mobile.
No investment into that round, so it makes it easy as can be for G2. 100 Thieves on this Breeze map. I remember when they debuted this comp back in the last stage, and at first it seemed crazy, but they really cooked something up that's working for them to the extent that we're seeing other teams trying to copy it, try and play similar agents, play in a similar style. And it's worked for them on this map. High up in their pool, obviously a reason why they picked it.
G2 bonus round underway. Gotta go. Trent aware of at least one player playing that window area. Knows that the Thieves have at least some interest in this B side.
Cryo on these attack sides, his Cypher play, he is slow to work the map. A very patient lurker, but has a knack for still finding those timings. Picking up easy kills on rotators, being ready for backstabs late in the post plant to close out rounds. And it just often ends with him on the scoreboard finishing a 100 Thieves victory with 25+ kills. Timo's second entry of the game already.
This setup from G2 was intended to contain 100 Thieves in mid, but they didn't have a top mid presence. Moves Trent out to a straight up duel, and now starting to feel the heat on this A side of the map. It's Valen here, and those footsteps come through. He needs to be the antidote to this chaos, but Timo is far too quick to the click. Baby Bay will wait on this. Here's a pitter-patter of many footsteps head over towards this A side, and he needs to fight his way out of this situation, but simply doesn't see as he passes by Arsenal and is taken out.
100 Thieves just put him in the vice grip there. Patience in main from Bora, waiting for the rest of the team to be able to encircle Baby Bay. Good flash from Asuna.
Now this puts G2 in a tough spot. Bulldog and Stinger somehow to try and extract some value from this round. Failing that, a very clean first buy for 100 Thieves. G2 don't really feel like going for too much here. Catch some of these Thieves players on the way out, and that'll be that. I'm going to be looking closely at a lot of this mid-rounding here. Because you've got an IGL that sets the standard in Valorant, and feels like Vora kind of showed how quickly you could set one of your own. And he had some fighting words for Valorant out there in Paris. I think it was much more well-behaved than Valorant described it in that interview. Vora was still looked pretty demure and mindful while trying to talk trash.
But happy to add a little insult to injury after being the third new build Americas team to pick up a global trophy before our consistent reigning champions in G2. I mean, unfortunately, this is just the narrative. This is the story that they exist in. Dominance in our region and always searching in the highlight.
He had a chair issue down on stage. I'm hearing it was too plush. It was lulling a player into like a half sleepy state. Like steak too juicy, lobster too buttery type vibes. But we're back into the game. We're activated.
Flash.
Nothing to spot here in A main for Arsena, but has to clear it anyway. Diligent.
He was happy to get a late kill last round to the alt active here. The first buy round, an opportunity to break the G2 economy early.
And this slower pace really plays into G2 with like a 40-second 0-point timing. It's going to slow things up further and get you some really valuable info at the midpoint of the round.
Joke's over.
All right, this is the go signal now. Runner back for us, and as he pushes into the side, he gets past that fragment, and Valor's too busy trying to clear that recon out of the way. Jaw now going to strike, going to get involved in this fight, as Arsena's going to be sent back to A main, and the spike is loose on the site, but again, Trent is handled in mid. It's that late activation from Cryo now. That could be a bit of a thorn in the side of G2 as he makes his way in through mid. Babyface cleared off the side, and it's Leaf again to be called on to salvage a tough early round. His crosshairs in the right spot, but Cryo is a little too sharp. And it's these two. Leaf and Cryo late in the round. You always expect to be trying to have that impact.
Leaf had the game sense, the position, the crosshair placement looked good. But Cryo is in serious form. Had one of those kind of classic Cryo lurks earlier in the round. You just see him biding his time and elbow the whole way, ready to cut off a rotate. Does just that, clutches out. And this is 100 Thieves. They're able to break the G2 economy.
Finally getting an accolade to match the consistent performance, right? The MVP in Paris.
Absolutely one of the best America's players to have not lifted a global trophy. No longer a sentence to be spoken about him. I mean, I remember even a couple months ago in an interview, he was talking about being inspired by his friends, his America's players around him who have been able to successfully get that accolade and how bad he wanted to be among them.
Trent has been getting battered here in mid. We're 3 rounds out of 5 so far. He's been on the wrong end of a first kill. He's been varying up his approach, but Timotino is just a little bit too sharp. Again, the weaponry leaves a little bit to be desired here for G2 now. Is this thrust onto the A side of the map? And Joel's going to try and dispense this util to buy a little bit of space. Try and get in and take this fight perhaps, but he's going to be brought down instantly. It's a bandit from Valen. An admirable little two-piece, but far from enough for a round like this.
Kind of shots you want to see from Valen on Breeze, though. The last incredible game that he had individually this year, it was their 3-0 win to qualify for Santiago all the way back in kickoff. He dominated a series on Astra. It was something like 65 kills to 35 deaths. He was outrageous.
And while we talk about 100 Thieves having this monkey on their back of G2, right, this spectre that always looms over their games, for G2 it was Nongshim. They lost twice to them in London after really struggling to get to grips with their style in Santiago. Paris, rather. And I think for Valorant, it's kind of a mission right now to restore some credibility and confidence in his system and the way he operates in this team, which up until a couple months ago has been above reproach.
Last player standing. Spike down.
G2 opportunity now for their second gun round. For a moment there, maybe they had the op, but switches back to the rifle. 100 Thieves with this momentum just snowballing into ults. They can keep the momentum going, the aggression going.
Early action here for Timo. Do you expect two players to be pushed up an elbow like this? Joe essentially was alone in that regard, but Cryo's able to peek in and make it a trade up for 100 Thieves.
Timo doesn't get the first blood this round, but that pressure applied created an opening towards this A site that 100 Thieves are exploiting. They're getting into the post plant with the man advantage, with a reckoning in the hands of Bang. This round should be over, but it looks like G2 want to go for it. They want to test 100 Thieves, despite this disadvantage.
It does feel deterministic when you're dealing with the reckoning. Here it comes. It's going to be a problem for Trent here, and Leaf is just left alone on an island, no pun intended, out in the middle of the site, blinded up, an easy target.
It's just got to be save time. No other options. 100 Thieves would be happy to go for a hunt. Cryo gets the audio cue on both of them.
One enemy remaining.
Snappy stuff from the young caller. Trent will get some of his own back here, and he will be carrying a gun out of this round unless Bang has something to say about it. Oh dear. Backed up into that one, didn't we? A rifleless G2. Now dropped 2 rounds behind 100 Thieves. And I've got to wonder just how many Josh RT timeouts are going to be required to stabilize this defense side.
The plan coming into the round from 100 Thieves was just so good. The split into A with a little bit of layered deception, but that pressure applied from Timo towards the connector, it just completely threw G2 off.
Change in this region. And with the team that, you know, had frustrated its fans for so long by coming so close but not taking that important last step into a global, into an international event. So far they have exceeded.
But yet there is still that desire for 100 Thieves to now take it to the next level. They succeeded at EWC, but it's about taking that to a Masters, but in the case this year, just champions. That's all we've got left. It's about not being stuck at that same brick wall they haven't been able to get past, being just one away from qualifying. It's teams like NRG and G2 that have kept them just away from making it to one of those globals. That's why we're talking about the 0-5 against G2 that began on this day 2 years ago, the first time they lost to them, and they haven't been able to beat them since.
And before that, they owned the rivalry. In fact, they sort of beat them in the stage finals back in 2024. It's a pretty decisive game. This is very much a B stack for G2 around a lot of these pistols. Only leaving Jaw on this A side of the map.
Feels like any hopes G2 would have had at getting into this round early are dashed, just gambling a bit more towards that B side.
Yeah, no real interest, I guess, in a lot of ults, except
Wow,
the
no, there's the
divide comes
middle.
out. Okay, we're going to start to see these drawn forward now, but the weaponry's still not really there for G2. Cryo able to catch out Leaf there, inside connector, and the commitment of the Astra ultimate and the overdrive yield 0 result for G2.
I suppose just not feeling like they had enough future value to not take a risk in this round, given the higher impact ults of the double initiator that they have available will be of more consequence on the full buy. So I understand the logic there. But 100 Thieves,
Nice! Let's go!
properly positioned around that post plant to deny them with ease. All the crossfires, Cryo indoors. Stacked up multiple players to absorb Baby Bay's aggression. A Baby Bay that now does have the operator. Was considering it earlier, opted against it, but wants to pick it up now.
3 rounds to the good for 100 Thieves. Guns back in G2's hands, and Baby Bay gets an op and finds that pick. How do 100 Thieves plan to respond?
Doors, right? Doors?
Yeah. No, upping top mid.
Top mid. Yeah. I look at like just.
Carol,
down
I'm
low
gonna
here.
drone.
I'm gonna peek.
Yeah, make the noise, make noise. Tim has a good timing.
No one bricks, no one tree.
Dead yellow.
Nice. I don't see the op.
Sova was here. No, op shouldn't be here. I think you guys have a free site.
I don't see anything.
I see yellow.
I'm with you, Sean. I'm with you.
You can't flash us over there.
Flash.
Can't
Oh, wait.
over.
I'm gonna side pro. Can you guys wait 2 seconds?
Yeah.
You don't have.
What up?
Okay, you're good.
I think the opera's posted on me.
There's 2.
Double
Let's go B.
I'm gonna wall. Make it think we're going to.
I'm going B.
This opera's gonna be on B site.
We have Cove.
I can do a Cove emo. I can do Cove emo.
Yeah,
Beat this ding.
Right, dong.
One more on mid.
One more mid.
You
Doors.
should go back A if you can.
Yeah, yeah. Throw a cove B.
Yeah, do the emo.
Do a lurk covers.
Yeah.
Dome sets.
Are you gonna flank the double door?
I'll flank A.
Okay.
Silva.
He's aiming.
Hey, main.
That was the mid guy.
Open the van. Double door.
30 seconds left.
Opper's probably B.
He could have crossed
Yeah,
already.
it could be
B
default.
site, yeah. You with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Going
Go,
left.
go.
3, 2, 1.
Pick a left.
Yeah. You want to flip?
Yeah, flip. We have cover 9.
Left your mid. Kill
Kill
this
this
guy.
guy.
One of you go right. One of you go
Going
right.
I'm going left. I'm going left.
Go
Go
right,
right.
Hey,
Go
go.
right.
Split.
One enemy
Nice plan.
remaining.
We have cove as well.
10 seconds left.
Mid door.
Double door.
Last player standing.
Planted. Dome sets.
Let's go! Too icy. Too icy.
The way you guys split right there.
Talk about being rewarded for basically reading the entire round perfectly. From the position of Baby Bay over at B to the choice to double up and double door. Feels like 100 Thieves just read G2 like a book, and not even Baby Bay could stop them.
Credit to Trent, though. Honestly, you were seeing his pathing around the map. It felt like he was ahead of it, but yet 100 Thieves knew exactly what he was going to do. On top of all of that, around where you are just seeing that cryo form. Watching him take these lurk timings, unafraid to duel. And why would he be afraid to duel right now? His aim is at its absolute peak. No one can deal with him.
G2 have done very little in this map after winning the pistol. It's been a quiet 6 rounds from them. And they're forced into this one to a degree, at least with these stingers. Still heavy stack on B, and they've not got the confidence in a round like this to have any presence in mid.
Go, go, go.
You know, Timo's chopping at the bit here to fight, to get some value out of this outlaw. Well, the drawing out of B here comes at a pretty good time. Might force 100 Thieves to fight for it, but again, they should be brimming with confidence. And why wouldn't you be? Just as you said it.
Just so smart, knowing that timing that Cryo would have. Both sides of the map. Pressure from 100 Thieves, kills being found with the better weapons. Some patience from them. Just making sure that they group up, get a good exec off. No reason they can't bring this to 7.
And they've got
30 seconds.
Banks high tide. They've got the Cove to help them cross. This is a timing from Baby Bay, though, sliding on through. That could be disruptive. Arsenal, they're affected by the Nova Pulse. They want to pick up and get back on with the job. Baby Bay's got himself into a bit of a nasty spot. The Blaze Ball, though, is going to obscure 100 Thieves for now, and Cryo, once again, found a way to be the cat amongst the pigeons.
He's just continuing the reign of terror. He can't be shut down. Good attempt from Baby Bay. The flank, there was a nice shot with the Sheriff, but in that position, as soon as the Cove comes down, it's just
Dre.
over for him.
Feels different, doesn't it? The atmosphere around this G2 team right now.
Dome placed.
It's like a grim determination. Maybe a discomfort.
I don't think we've ever seen them in at least the last couple years where they have needed to bounce back from, honestly, like so much mental damage, so much adversity that they've been working through within this last month.
And they are trying to squeeze every drop of value that they can out of Baby Bay. They have put him everywhere. Vice, Sentinel, put him as a dive duelist, secondary duelist, and now the solo Neon on this map.
Joke's over.
How much more does he have to give?
100 Thieves just keeping it straightforward, exec into A. Run it back, going to at least keep the rest of the team safe, knowing that they can just path into that site unscathed. I like that Timotino wants to take a forward position here.
They've got to retake against the Reckoning again, Wyatt. We saw how that went last time. G2 were forced into a save in the end. Trent here, though, is going to get his. Timo's pushed pretty far forward, despite being suppressed by this null command. Gets his. Now wants to surge forward. This is a problem. He's a backstab presence here for G2, potentially. And Jaw's going to be knocked on down. Leaf is fallen, because Timo found his way through the backside. And Trent's been the one to try and smooth things out, and be the antidote to chaos. But in a 1v2 with players diametrically opposite him, there's nothing to be done.
my
Slide
God.
through, and the audacious Timo puts a cap on it.
I think that's a round that honestly encapsulates that idea we touched on of 100 Thieves finding their identity. The swap of Asuna to the secondary duelist, Timo to the primary duelist.
Enemy remaining.
Both of them kind of fighting their individual wars and coming out on top. Asuna on this Phoenix has just been different. So much scrutiny thrown towards him every year with 100 Thieves, hoping, the fans hoping for so much more success. But they've got it right now, and he has looked so comfortable with this current iteration of the roster. It really is beautiful to see.
Josh has one timeout left. Mainly to spend it on the attack side. It's Cryo, man. This guy is unshakable! And Baby May ends up taking him on solo. They're all theft now.
How can you lose? How can you lose with
That's
him
the
on
best
your
part.
team?
You just don't. 3 kills for Cryo, and it's a G2 that are reeling. And now it's a matter of the finishing blow.
One enemy remaining.
Asuna has that in space, takes 0 damage from that encounter, and that's a full house between him and Cryo.
Everybody just has the aim lock on. Timo, Cryo, Asuna are just going crazy.
I mean,
Look at this shutdown. It's funny because there was so much talk. I mean, I remember myself included. We're watching 100 Thieves earlier in this year. We want to see Cryo go off in this Sentinel role. And of course, you're just going to lean into the thinking of, well, can we get this guy in chamber as much as possible? He is one of the all-time great oppers in Americas. But yet he is just fully leaned into this Cypher. And as time has gone on, we are just watching him get better and better at it. To the extent where he can put the team on his back when they need him.
that's another really illuminating 0 point there from Jaw. Spotted 3 from 100 Thieves. They've pulled out of elbow now, and they might be considering testing the pit. Skirting around the edges for the time being, but this appears to be a commitment from 100 Thieves. The reckoning brought to bear by Bang. Lee forced to play from the outside of this poison orb. Now this is dangerous. Stunned up as he tries to make his way in. Has to respect the relay pulse. And even in that pocket, we was looking to make some chaos happen. He was just a passenger.
What's happening, bro?
Jaw down to that
What's going
shocky.
on, man? What is going on?
I mean, it was a very util-heavy moment. Look at all the X's on the map in that corner.
100 Thieves really understood the contingencies in that situation, though. The additional relay bolt, where that Viper could have gotten back in towards the pit, in towards Cubby. Leaf is red in that situation, and the double face undoes Trent. 1 versus 2. Valen. Can he give G2 a third? Brutal half for G2, returning to America's soil. 100 Thieves just picking up right where they left off at EWC.
And concealment.
How do you prevent this from utterly shattering your confidence? Valen has nothing to show there as a 10-2 half concludes. 100 Thieves only give the pistol and an anti-eco up, and the rest of it is the smoothest of sailing.
The fast executes, the splits towards A. G2, no answers. No success on the retakes, just watching 100 Thieves getting in good post-plant positions, fighting together aggressively, and all the while, when that's going on, Cryo is just picking the perfect lurk timings. Catching off the rotators, knowing when it's a good time to take an isolated duel. Lift have come back to Americas with the confidence and the fire that a tournament win like that provides. So far, haven't skipped a beat. They just have to close it out on defense. 3 rounds away from victory on their own map pick.
Mostly an open B site here. It's just Cryo playing off of it at the back, and I'm sure he'll be actually poised here, not only to buy some time, but maybe take a frag.
Love to be a Cypher when those trips come up just a little bit faster with a highlight.
Yeah. Jaw here just trying to block off any push here. There's an intuition of a timing from G2 that 100 Thieves might try and come at them. Arsene is down. Jaw with a quick flash off this. Cryo caught unaware. That's a great little one piece here. in the midst of this fight. Bang's been able to get pretty deep onto the site, though, now with this Cove up. He gives it a tap. This is going to force Jaw out of hiding, out in the open, in fact. And Bang's able to bring him down. The numbers favoring 100 Thieves, and we get a defuse in progress right now. It gets to half. Bang needs help. Vor is not quite quick enough.
Kind of situation where that Cove thrives. G2 know all about. It is funny to see them,
They're not playing Harbor
after
anymore.
playing so much Harbor on every map, not playing it on the best Harbor map. Just completely moving away from it. Able to get the second pistol, though, and it obviously goes without saying that they needed that to stay in the game, Mitch. Hate to state the obvious, but a little bit necessary. Good round from them.
It would be disappointing to see us move on to Sunset without Valen's rebuttal to Vora's attack side calling. I want to see some really inventive mid-rounding here. Baby Bay, though, wants to make it happen early on in the piece into the fast lane. Jaw's able to peer in, though,
recon.
from main. That's nice. Big stack here towards double door. And Arsenal's going looking towards A main. Trent, though, is ready for him. Just blows him up. Now Cryer might be one and done at best here. Unfortunately, not even that.
One enemy remaining.
I know the double initiator remains out of vogue. We've seen great util from both initiators in these first 2 rounds on the G2 attack. Massive value from the recon, and on the pistol round, those pop flashes that Jaw was throwing backside so his teammates could swing, they were really the difference maker when we saw 100 Thieves on the retake.
They saw that on the pistol for sure. They got the better of Cryo. He had nowhere to go. This is just nice from Trent. Trent really wants to take the chaos of Timo and Arsenal and make these rounds predictable. He wants to eliminate that random element.
Despite everything, Trent has had a phenomenal year. Easy top 10 player of 2026. Oh my God.
Down, B.
I mean, little cast a curse there, but it is tough to
Oh,
deal
what
with.
what are you supposed to do about that? I mean, it's just ridiculous peak, ridiculous shot.
We were seeing this on the attack side, though, as well from 100 Thieves.
my bad, bro. That's on me.
Here's the walkout. Notice the trip there, close by. Timo, though, gets caught unawares. Cryo not in a position to really cover that for him at all, so it ends up just being a 1-for-1. All of a sudden, G2 are back.
Little tuck in the cage from Cryo there is crazy. All right, 3-on-3 retake. 100 Thieves couldn't find success in this situation on the pistol, but now that Asuna has been able to catch Leaf on that late backstab, 100 Thieves have a large advantage, and Jaw knows he needs to do something to even it up.
It's just not good enough. The timing there great for Arsenal as they came into mid, but yeah, you see these guys are looking for a chance to take a duel. And so they should. But right now, 100 Thieves in that metric are dominating this matchup.
It's just the anti-bonus, though. And we're looking at a G2 on their full buy who are going to have the null command for Jaw. Has gotten that up very early.
One enemy remaining.
Nice!
There's a lot of significance, though, on this game. I also think with the next map being G2's choice, it's Sunset.
And of course, 100 Thieves on the defense. They know that null command is coming, so they have the trip set up on B, send the Cypher over towards the A side.
They're playing so far back off the map here.
Shutting them down.
Okay, so they signal an A split at the start of this round.
Cryo has to lock it down with just the gun if they go into A.
He's ready for it. Look at him with that positioning, the step to a bit of virtual high-low setup there in place for G2, allows them to win it out. Baby Bay slides through and gets a trade for Trent. His shock dart finds purchase on Arsenal at the back of the site.
Those are the kind of positions, if you're trying to anchor on A, that are really going to get exploited from the attackers. But again, it's Leaf being caught on this lurk that is going to give 100 Thieves an opening. G2 relinquish a lot of space on A, forced back to an extent from Baby Bay going down that 1-for-1 moment.
Holding double door for G2 is so important in this round. They've lost in the Timo, and look how it has slowed them down. They've come to a screeching halt. They're trying to smoke that cross, and Timo does not care. Jorgamo gets his face blown off through the nebula, and bang, lands to finish it.
Match point.
Felt like a moment of hesitation there from G2, maybe trying to get Leaf in a better position. It ends with him being caught and that space just being acquiesced. 100 Thieves more than willing to just get right back into backside. And what a play
One enemy
from their
remaining.
IGL4.
Oh my God.
That
That moment there,
bricks, so
that's
nice.
dead stop from G2 for me is emblematic of their issues right now. The call isn't decisive or it doesn't come through. Losing Leaf in mid really hurt them. Last chance saloon for G2. It's a really slow start with no interest about mid control, no attempt for the split. 100 Thieves,
Right here.
they take note of this. They're already bringing Fora into backup on this A side. Arsenal wants to explore in his punishment. Leaf's going to hold the angle there with the Guardian, and Bang will try and slow them down a little bit with his high tide. Leaf's been found yet again. Huge pick off for Vora, who was brought in after a quiet start to the round. And Bang's got to hear this. Oh, it's too easy! They line up for him. And he gets to 13. Cove on the plant location. Trent is in trouble. Has to fight his way. Kicking and screaming out of this, and a spray through the Cove is just what he needed. But it's so far from enough. 100 Thieves riding high, coming back into Americas. Show us they haven't missed a beat.
Baby Bay on that chamber, historically on this G2 team, I think you would argue that's when he's been at his best. It's either that or the Vice.
Yep.
The chamber is the agent where he's had those real takeover games, though, opping.
We'd be remiss, though, if we didn't highlight Cryo as someone once again to watch on this map. The Cypher's been immense.
My God!
Baby Bay just happened to have the crosshair right where it needed to be.
He might be getting that aura back. Right on the chamber, man.
Right on time, too. Tripwire here for Cryo. Plenty of info for him. Vora would peter in, look for something. Shock dart, cute, but no real purchase. So now we've got Boba control, and Baby Bay's found yet another one with the Headhunter. Cryo has stayed well and truly out of the conflict for the time being, but he will have to commit something now.
One enemy
Body on the
remaining.
line, and is not able to check for Valen, who was waiting for him. 100 Thieves walk straight in. G2's pistols have been bloody good this series. It's what comes after them that we have to question. So far, though, a good start to their map pick.
The double stack on the wall is crazy. A cool pistol round strat, though, and a strat that's repeatable that you'll see from the Sage teams on this map using, where you can go for that market split, but because of the wall, cut off the spawn rotate and completely encircle any B-side anchor. It's a really cool way to use that Sage.
Now, Cryo got info about the market presence, but walked into a site that was already stacked. Good opener for Baby Bay. It's afforded him this outlaw in round 2.
And you know, in a way, if there's any player that you want to see on G2 when they're looking down and out, start to give them momentum, start having some sick multi-kill rounds, it is Baby Bay, because he is going to be that guy, historically has been that guy, who will stand up and get everybody else excited.
Look at him, 30 years old and still the first one through the door. You love to see it. Pressure now will come from Arsenal, though, and Baby Bay's likely to have a double space to deal with.
It's a great timing.
And Leaf is the one that's really probing here. The one player getting most active for G2. Arsenal's going to walk straight into this now, and this is going to raise some alarm bells. Jaw as well, holding things down over on the A side of the map now. Who knows where G2 could come from? But this is still tight. Cryo's got that outlaw to hand.
Uncomfortable territory for Trent, who is not at full armor. One shot by Cryo, but so ready for that.
Jeez, that kill had weight to it, didn't it? Clear to see G2 are not getting ahead of themselves here. Still moments of audacity from their 100 Thieves challenges in that round. Arsenal leaping and bounding up and taking that fight against Baby Bay surprised him.
Like you said, in this series, G2, no problem winning the pistol rounds. This is where the challenge began against 100 Thieves on Breeze. Bonus round win here would mean so much to them. Not just in terms of the round win, but feeling the momentum of that emotionally.
Arsena gets himself one step closer to a run it back. G2 making some noise here inside B main, but not fully committed. Even the fast lane thrown in here, but they're still interested about what they could glean in mid. I mean, a really passive positioning for Valorant on that A side.
Just wanted to see if there was some util to be drawn out, close trip to be broken. But really the way that Cypher plays on the map after the last change is kind of passive for info. But here's Timo down mid. Leaf doesn't intend on challenging.
Denying access to tiles is big here for G2. This is going to put Arsena very quickly on that A side though. Still no commitment. Jaw finally getting some util teased out of 100 Thieves though. Oh, tough to beat that, isn't it? Held line there for Timo. Takes the Sage out of the equation. Now the post plant gets a bit trickier for G2. Cryo waiting for this one. It's a one-way that G2 would sooner forget. Spaghetti everywhere. Baby Bay's got 5 paltry points of health left to work with. And Purr slips as he knows he needs to try and get out of here alive. And that is a tall order. And there it is. 100 Thieves. As soon as they get those guns to hand, their fortunes flip. And Cry just has the standard one-way set up in market. Ruins them.
Even without the trips, just does not need it. Form has not eased up on Sunset. Great little transfer onto Trent.
Yeah, I'm feeling like the Terminator, bro. Just standing in the middle of the open mid.
That is where Timo thrives, though. He has been a first blood menace in this series.
That first blood came like 70, 80 seconds into the round, though. G2 look indecisive, unsure of themselves. They're dithering.
How far does Timo want to push this off the drone moving forward?
Enemy mark.
Getting that information. Gets the ping. Doesn't want to challenge haphazardly.
This looks more decisive from G2. Look at them get into mid here.
Again, this is one of those executes you can go for, something on offer because of the Sage Wall being relevant in your comp. The full split onto B. But much like when this happened on the pistol, Cryo had the awareness to get into B main and control that part of the map. Asuna almost with the catch. Unable to get anything without run it back.
Fine. No overcommitment though, of course, and that ultimate Baby Bay has to rendezvous out. And that actually puts him bottom mid. Such a weird spot for him to end up back in. And Vora's not ready for it. Flashy for Cryo! He'll still spray for it. Ends up being a one and done. Bang is pretty deep now. Jaw! Golden opportunity! Goes begging! And all of a sudden, 100 Thieves have got the players now to work with. Bang on the corner, Lee's going to be able to sniff him out, snuff him out, but there's a spike loose. That needs to be addressed. 25 seconds and he silently scoops it up. Baby Bay covering him here in theory from B main, and Arsena is low. But as a flash, doesn't need it! Oh, the smooth moves around the corner, slides into action, and Baby Bay now is without options, without recourse, and without teammates on the map. Nothing to do but to go for it here. Gives it a tap and hopes for an exit, but buddy, this could be rough. Timo takes the gut shot, but there's no plant from G2.
That is such an Asuna moment. Shades of Reyna on Icebox type activity. Just the crazy jump kills. That is his hallmark.
The only thing missing was a rope for him to be on.
You called it though. There was some more decisive maneuvering from G2 in that round. I love a mid-split like that. Cryo responds to well by getting in B main. A little unfortunate that he gets one blinded up for G2. But that really does just come down to the heroics. That is obscene from Asuna.
Jogamo, pressure, flash, Timo, always asking for more. And there's just not an answer from G2 this time.
Low on the weaponry, not a lot of options for G2. 100 Thieves would love to stabilize on a round like this, given where their money is at. Begin to build that economy up.
There's some conditioning from the previous round here. G2 smoked that top mid, drew a player off of the A side for 100 Thieves. And that's a big kill for Jaw. No stall util behind that Omen anymore, and Timo is, well, pretty obvious out here. It's telegraphed, and still it doesn't matter.
Spike down.
You can see it coming, and he just don't care.
Please don't hug
They
me.
just got lit up for the Timotino ace.
This guy just has no fear. No fear at all.
I'm sorry.
Knows as well that in this situation, that his ult is way better than any gun anyone on G2 has. In that fight, he can just slide back and forth, hold down mouse 1. LG for 4. Just that easy.
It was telegraphed as well. Timo almost looked like he was trapped there.
Makes
had
you
to
wonder
fight his way out.
why this guy wasn't on Neon at the beginning. But hey, 100 Thieves, they figured it out right on time. It's all good. Now he's picked up, switched over to that operator. Something Dre would love to have, but can't afford.
And we're seeing this every round off rip. That one flash from Arsenal disrupts a held line from a G2 player watching A.
Brother, take
100 Thieves are so willing to go for these little jiggle peak fights.
enemy mark.
They're relentless with it. And in terms of the gunplay right now, it is 100 Thieves ahead, but Rez comes into play. Look at the setup from Cryo, just expecting this market pivot. Has been sitting here with a double trip.
The Jungle Gym 4 just needs to hold his nerve here. There's the
The
one-way.
one way again, and Leaf almost gets caught too.
The trips are still there. They are still there. And there's Timo just holding an angle in mid yet again. Wants to push.
All right, that
Okay,
is
we need to
ridiculous,
just
bro.
relax for a second. We cannot be doing that.
One
Versus
enemy
enough Friel.
remaining.
That is ridiculous. Fora, post up. 4! It's back-to-back aces for 100 Thieves. Line them up and they'll knock them down. We cannot be sliding into mid with an op like that.
That was
Psychic damage.
a little ridiculous. There is unbelievable, mental damage on the side of G2.
Remaining.
My ult is ready.
The back-to-back aces, the context of this game heading into it generally. 100 Thieves. Go back to Breeze. There was a moment where Josh called a timeout pretty early on a round where G2 had a lower buy and some ultimates to work with, and they did opt into using a couple of them to try to get that round on the board.
Spent 2 of them.
Similar again, it was an overdrive in that instance too.
And a Cosmic Divide.
Almost done.
This time, yeah. The aforementioned overdrive. Somehow, Jaw gets out of that one scot-free. Hunter's Fury committed by Vore. Is there anything to glean here? Okay, some big damage.
A hell of a lot of damage. G2, funny enough, they do have the double healer comp, so they can get the health back.
Timo's going to be anchoring this ace height with an op, of all things.
Oh, these are the moments that Baby Bay has been finding with consistency on
Saw that
attack.
in the pistol, 2 kills.
Yeah,
in
catching
single
those rotates, really nice.
I've got your trail.
Timo's on the creep up here. Knows that his Seekers are a bit of an issue. Can he get across behind him? Surely not! He swings on it! Another would have been too ridiculous. Jordo is low. Vora stunned up entirely. The flash really did him in, and Bang's got far too much to shoot at. Cryo, can he right the wrongs?
Spike planted.
Trent's gotten the op to hand now, a 1 versus 3 for your EWC MVP. Not enough.
Nice catch on that rotate we talked about with Baby Bay, but honestly, it kind of felt like a moment again where Timo was trying to get a lot accomplished in that situation. Getting Seekered while he has the op, commits to the fight. It's nuts that he almost got a lineup to 2K. He was so close to it.
Spike down.
But then he's sliding out to try to get the op kill again. It is kind of crazy. You might be doing a little bit too much. You don't want to give G2 any inroads.
But here's the situation that where G2 do make the call to use some of those ultimates on a Thrifty and turn it into a round win.
What? Arsenal killed
what?
Baby Bay with the Molly in B main. Was
He
there
got
some
caught in a
spam
relay
through
bolt
as well?
Caught in a relay
Oh,
bolt.
wow.
Yep, just stunned up by
Brutal.
that.
Enemy mark.
Insane util combo.
And that was Baby Bay bringing that op in from the last round, ready to use that. You know he loves opping on attack. That was honestly a big reason for so much G2 success since he joined the roster.
Get this off angle. Oh. Just playing contact at the extremities with an op. That's where Timo's been trying to be the last couple of rounds, and this time he's not trapped. He's low, yes, but he's got 21 more points of health than he really needs. Okay, Arsene trying to flash himself out there.
Yeah, wants to take a timing. Support from the team not really there to be able to flood, but this is just everything for Bang. He gets spotted, but it doesn't matter. How is he allowed to get two? How? Ridiculous.
It took too long to come together for G2, and 100 Thieves already had that mid control, allowing for a quick flank.
When I saw Asuna going in there a little bit early, couldn't get help from Timo realistically. He has that op. Oh no. Yeah, that is tough. That's just unlucky.
Oh, and he gave them a shot at it as well. Leaf was watching him, just
Can't
not
be getting
quick
away
enough.
with that.
2 rounds is the gap now. G2 tried to fight back with that ult round.
Wow, just cobbled together by them. All right, Dre wants to play with a bit of a vengeance after the way he went down in the last round. Time to get involved.
Bang! Looking for another multi-kill, but it doesn't pan out.
The kind of anchoring positions he thrives in. Wow, the flash doesn't connect. Vora can tuck back sight, wait for help. Timo fast to get there.
Patience, Vora. Here's the walkout. Vora doesn't quite have that backup there. The Sage Wall also is going to break this up to a degree. The fast lane's an interesting quirk here, though. Okay, Timo. Vora getting the most done with very little health, and now it's on Leaf. Can he salvage another round for G2? Spotted on the cross, pinged out. And the options are starting to run dry. The double face would have been there either way for 100 Thieves, and they've extended their lead to 3.
Anchoring from Vora there was super nice. That paranoia that came in
He's
from
ahead
G2,
of it? Yeah, because
he was just a bit out of the way, and that made all the difference. Yeah, he sees it coming, kind of sidesteps it a little bit by going forward, gets that first, and then just being able to tuck back sight. Such a nuisance to try to root a player out of that position, and it just gives the time for the rotates to come in from his teammates.
I want to see what the early round looks like for 100 Thieves on A, because Arsene throwing a flash around that corner is getting read into now. The tiles push is really dangerous here from G2 because Vora got an ace from this exact spot.
An angle that Vora is dominating on, and Timo dominated someone on earlier as well. Realistically.
The Cypher util was on the B side.
Who 100 Thieves do you want to go up against right now? Absolutely no one.
Running back time, Arsene has one of his own. Pops it. Big pings though in mid, and Vora maybe just gets a bit ahead of it. Still contact op inside market, could get at least a kill.
Oh, these guys are fearless. Asuna fighting around the wall.
The lurk up is crazy from Bang.
And Bang takes that space, finds the kill. Asuna's just... Oh my god, he's just not giving up.
Plays wall to heal and to obscure his position. Bang will be the solo player. The one way he was utilizing is now expired. He does not have info about this cut noise rotation. And he's given himself
30
away.
seconds left.
One and done, methinks.
One enemy remaining.
Always gets more than he bargained for. That's 3 on the round for Bang. More than enough. Tritz has got to make something happen here. Some flashy footwork gets it the better of Arsene. But he's short on time and now on health.
10 seconds left.
We're thinking garden variety swing here off this relay bolt from both the remaining 100 Thieves players. And Trent has to line them up and hope to God it's his day. Apparently not.
Just can't deal with Cryo in that situation. 2 rounds back to back, it's like the exact same ending. Try to swing out. Cryo is right there on the angle, and he is never going to give you an easy kill. It's just this lack of fear from 100 Thieves. And then they push you into an anchoring Bang. And anchoring, in my mind, has just always been that part of his arsenal that's at the very top.
But at the same time, that's the second round where he finds a mid-round lurk that gets a crucial kill. So he's not just sitting in a corner. We've seen 11 rounds of play so far, and 100 Thieves have been far and above the better team. G2 have won 0 gun rounds.
You want to play? Let's
Just
play.
feels like this newfound confidence is exactly what 100 Thieves have always needed. And they've got it with this roster. Oh, Baby Bay, he's finding these openings. But the team just hasn't been able to fully capitalize off them just yet.
Here's the Seekers and Trailblazer. An indication of the desire to accelerate for G2. So we'll get them into this B site. See, Cryo's really hoping to play off the trips he's got in market, but no one's given him that opportunity.
Breaks the wall. Arsena's ready to fight backside. He's all the way in playing off the wall of his own to get him that space.
This could be quick. They're deep in the side already. Oh, okay, Valen. Good backstab timing there, and that should be enough. Bang with a great 3K in the previous round, but in a 1v4, it's tough.
Just all about Baby Bay. He is turning up on this map for real. Finding first bloods, it's this attack chamber op. It's just an aspect of his game that he thrives with. G2, a team that always needed an opper historically. He's filled that role and filled it so well.
You know what they needed? They needed someone to bring the fire to G2 without burning their house down. And it feels like Baby Bay's been the vocal leader, the fearless, and first into the site, bringing that emotional energy. And they've continued to ask for more and more and more from this guy. He's been delivering.
Takes point again, has to get out, but Leaf is a little bit isolated.
Ends up being a trade. Let's have a listen in here. What's the plan?
Dog and just look for it through short smoke. It's gonna expire. He's short. One short. Behind smoke.
And flank, short and flank.
Got flank. Gray has flank. They spawn. Sova flank.
I'm planning safe, guys.
Is he elbow on me?
No. Yo, short and flank.
Follow after chin, follow after chin, call it.
He jumped away. We're good. Can we move? Can we double spawn hold?
Yeah, go.
You guys are good. Short's kind of a gap.
I'll take this, okay?
Okay.
Yep, short.
Side gap, turn around, yep.
You can flash short to buffer for Alex's play.
Flash in 3, go.
Dude, I think they...
He's on site.
Tap.
Tap.
I don't see it.
One enemy
Could be on.
remaining.
Alex gets first.
Oh,
Nice!
Go on,
Alex.
Alex.
Nice
4K. Come on, let's go.
Hey,
Go,
good
Dre.
shit. Go.
What a great call from Leaf. You can flash here to buffer for Jorgamo's play off short. Nicely put together there. And finally, G2. That's a gun round. Important one for them.
Keeps them in the game when we get to this second half. So much credit to Baby Bay. Consistently putting up crucial kills, catching some rotators, getting first bloods. I think he's the MVP of this half, no doubt, for G2 to keep them in the game. And a sick round from Jaw at the end. Little cherry on top. They put two together, desperately needed. Maybe that's just enough confidence to carry over in.
Round record so far in this series, though. And that's how they need to start.
Baby Bay finishing that half with 7 first kills on the attack chamber. Outrageous stat. He is putting in the work for this G2 team. It's been a tumultuous last month or so. They want to bounce back.
To be quick, Leaf, though, has the wall as a reaction, at least to give himself an alcove to play from. The relay bot might force him a bit wider from it than he would otherwise like, and a paranoia is going to make it hard to fight back. He just has util dumped on him.
Cryo looking for that backstab lurk timing, working out mid. We'll have to break the trip. G2 don't want to give any time for 100 Thieves to even get this spike down.
Jaw breaks in. Nice to see a little bit of impulse from Human. It's going to be on Cryo again with a late flank, but maybe a little too late. Gets the trip trigger, and Jaw's able to slide that corner. See Cryo now coming. Four from 4 pistol rounds looking more likely than not at this stage. Then it will be what catapults G2 back to an even scoreline potentially. Trent on site dealt with. Still plenty of time. 35 seconds for Cryo to string something magical together.
30 seconds
Baby Bay
left.
spotted. I think he also sees the Cypher coming. A double swing! It's Baby Bay yet another up to 14.
Crazy little peek from Jaw. G2 get a really nice timing to flood back into that site. I think they got the little cue that Cryo walked into the trip. They realized there's a late flank guy, so the best opportunity is now. An even numbers fight on the site together, so they just pop flash out with that Sky. Play together as a unit. Do a great job handling 100 Thieves, and yet another pistol round.
You can see how much every one of these rounds means. There are no inconsequential wins right now for G2.
That's the kind of energy you want to see from the other G2 players. That excitement from Valen.
Babybay's been the one to bring that up, but he's been quietly determined right now just to frag out. Can he get animated? Or is he too focused on the performance? The wall gets broken up, but Leaf doesn't really see anything else behind it. Can't even intuit how many players were there. Babyboy has the Outlaw, but is right now rotating out of mid to a very defensive position. Smoke top mid makes him feel like that might have been a justified move. Timo's going to try and sell something here.
Yeah, just break that door, relay bolt, making a lot of noise, and look, it is trying to rotate off A.
Not convinced though. Rightly so! Nice little three-piece. It's going to knock the wind out of 100 Thieves' sails. And all of a sudden the focus shifts to Timo in terms of making some sort of inroads in this round. He'll get pushed on. Gotta have some respect. 19 years versus 30. And Trent gets us out of round 14.
See, Dre just wants to keep that momentum going, hunt for another kill. Take a little bit of economic damage on account of it. Maybe an opportunity for Jaw to get swarmed if he doesn't get it. First good shot off with the Guardian, they close the distance. Honestly, that's one of the weapons you kind of love to run into if you can with the pack sometimes, but it doesn't work out there.
So we've got an even game. Bonus round here for G2 where they still have this Outlaw, unfortunately. All armor for 100 Thieves. So Babybay's going to have to get a bit more creative or click some damn heads.
Oh, just double slow straight off the jump.
We're crept up in mid. Close enough to still use that rendezvous to get back to safety in market. Maybe they're always asking for a little more. This gets dangerous at some point. Back to safety he goes. Bang down to 10.
Not unlikely hero for G2 this year, Babybay. He really has been playing so well for them. I think defying expectations, especially this late in his career, taking the break, coming back. He has been a standout for this team. In my mind this year, it has been him and Trent.
Yeah, yeah, Babybay sort of showing that a career doesn't have an expiration date. Timo showing that success doesn't have to wait. Two ends of that spectrum here, both with the same goal in this match. Prevail.
100 Thieves are perfectly fine with trying to get back to this A site late, work off the space the cryo was taken, but G2 well aware. Look at the rotations on the minimap. They need a fast trade on to Valen, but that additional damage is really nice.
The molly is huge as well. Look at how slow 100 Thieves are now trying to get out of this position. Short's already been picked up by Jaw. There's two players, or one at least, back over towards that spawn side, and Bang has to get busy. He's too low though. Took that shot from Babybay early in the round, rendered him pretty ineffective in that fight, and that's 2v1. It's on Babybay yet again. One shot, where are they at? Arsena has one of his own.
Arsena shows up in a crucial moment for 100 Thieves. Molly was a little bit awkward, but able to run through it, crack open that site. Critical kill catching Leaf. Really important round. It's the longest standing member of this team, 6 years with 100 Thieves. 3 trophies that he's brought them in that time.
Nice!
He's another player defying the expectations this late into his Valorant career. Not a lot of guys who get to play 6 years on any team, let alone the same one.
Yeah. Slow start in the round here for 100 Thieves. The money for both sides, interesting. Well, I spoke too soon. Because Timo is the one that starts the fire.
Those are the kind of moments that Timo excels at. He wants fast bursts of finding entry.
Arsena gets to fight on these off timings because of his kit into market.
Spike planted.
Now what is the move from G2? Look at their economy. They've got nothing left. Do they go for a risk? Do they try to find an opening? It doesn't look like it. They just want to play for this next round. Ensure that they have a few guns, especially considering that Jaw has that overdrive, so he could throw the gun elsewhere, just play around that ult instead.
The downswing of that little exchange, though, is that you've given Hunter Thieves' economy a chance to stabilize now.
Yeah, all that damage made a little bit less relevant from the prior round.
Yep.
For sure.
Gives them a buffer of 2 rounds and also 2 rounds of straight buys. I think it's an exchange that both teams have to be happy with. The Hunter Thieves take another big stride forward. And that kind of round, really, it's a matter of Timo and Asuna just creating some chaos. It's bursts of pace from both of these young duelists that G2 are not ready for.
Trying to hold that B site on Sunset is really tough, man. Playing those entrenched anchoring positions, especially against the Neon Phoenix, you are getting ran down. It is one of the harder sites to anchor in all of Valorant.
Especially now with the sort of changes that you can't just put tripwires up there and be safe.
Injection of pace for G2. Classic tiles crunch attempt, but 100 Thieves are in the attacker's spawn.
That's crazy, bro. I just read this.
They're happy to just start the round with a little bit less time. Just begin at 120.
They
All
hear
good.
the overdrive getting ripped, right? So it's not as if they have to read G2's mind. And now they can begin their round, 50 seconds in. Don't be fooled, though. They don't play at this pace the whole time.
Look, that early play, though, has benefited 100 Thieves in that they've extracted a lot of valuable util pieces out of G2. You're not looking at Paranoia. You're not looking at a relay bolt later in this round. And Jaw used his ultimate, so he's just sitting on the pistol.
The recon bolt, though, invalidates the one-way. That gets him in on A. This thrust up here through mid from Timo, dangerous spot to be in, but he's fairly low. So just wants to make sure he uses his whole kit here. Trent on the side. Could have a chance here to spring forth. Vora might not be ready for it. Flash himself in there as well. Just be disruptive. That was Timo, the low health player in fairness. Vora's going to try and dig him out, but now he's going to be surrounded as well, and Cryo's late lurk this time falls flat. Baby Bay waits for him in mid. Vora and Bang get something done, but it's Trent with a quietly confident 3-piece.
G2 fighting together on site in a really nice way there. It's Trent supplementing them with the flashes. The swing timings together were great. And I think that G2 played around Timo having inserted himself into the link really well. They dealt with him with ease. That might have been one of the serious issues for them. And they've had a beat on these cryo lurks. When he went for a long lurk in the pistol round, they just ignored it. It wasn't relevant. And there, Baby Bay is just 100% confident that it's coming. It's a free pick. The level of aggression from G2 does continue forth into this round. Obviously not as crazy as it started in the last, but you know, Baby Bay is always going to be happy to apply that early pressure and keep 100 Thieves fearing that he can be pressed up.
Timo's already working some conditioning that he could be top mid at any point. 2 consecutive rounds of that Neon showing her face up there. G2 playing off that top mid spot entirely. No smoke either from 100 Thieves. So this is all unbeknownst to G2 until the Seekers come out.
Maybe a little discomfort in the silence provokes them.
Baby Bay here. Having to dance away from those relay bolts. Timo realizing all of G2 are set up here behind B, but there's no time to call a cancel. They're going to be committed. Jordan's going to get on in there and found 3 already. And that might be enough. Trent here, Losey is ready to fight that left side of the pillar. Bang pushes up though, caught by the Paranoia, but not denied the kill. It's on Vora with the shorty. He'll get what value he can out of this round before bowing out. But G2 have found an important back-to-back round win.
The flood is great. Pacey. Jaw has just surged up to 20 kills. Being assisted by that flash coming through from Trent. Round where him and Baby Bay collect all 5 together. two of them having a serious performance on Sunset. I think you can see the work that they've been putting into this map. Historically, G2 have loved to keep Baby Bay on that chamber. And the way he's playing,
Out of charges.
it'd be really dangerous for 100 Thieves. They want to close this out right now. On this round, though, definitely not the weapons to do it. Should be G2 getting the lead.
Yeah, standard swoop into mid there from Jaw. Pretty heavy B main presence from G2 though.
See pings on the map from 100 Thieves. They want to split up through market, ideally.
This is a great answer to heavy B main presence, but there's Jaw waiting by Boba's side. Ends up being a 1-for-1. 100 Thieves pretty telegraphed though in this position. And Bora struggling to fight through the superior weaponry. Maybe they would like to pat the stats a little bit. Thank you very much. I'll take 4. Okay, some animation.
Just an acute awareness of the 100 Thieves positioning from Baby Bay. Always catching players, silently walking somewhere, trying to get into a cheeky little position. He's been ready every time.
One enemy remaining.
Right place, right time for the boy.
20 bombs for Dre and Jogamo.
This is what the G2 system is designed to do, in fairness. Then we've moved back to a model that at least it looks like it fits them
You
more.
want to play? Let's play.
But they're not out of the woods yet.
Cage triggered.
Heavy tiles presence from 100 Thieves. Look at them push up and decisively stake their claim to mid. Timo, he's in. He took big damage. There's got to be something more behind this, though, because he's so low. 7 health. He's still fighting for it. He's got G2 scurrying, though, back towards spawn side. He's definitely done his job in getting heads turned his way. But he's low. He's going to be caught out here. Flooded with util at some point, but 100 Thieves are in and onto this B side. There's big pressure on Trent right now. He'll need to wait.
At least serving as a distraction so a real flood can't be activated. The floods are where G2 have been finding a lot of success. Now we're into a straight-up retake situation, and Cryo is coming to life.
They're choking them out. Cryo! The Anaconda grip! 3 kills for the Sentinel puts Valen in a pretty dubious position. A captain's moment might be in order here, and Vora gives him the opportunity. Bang! He's mowed down! Gotta feel good for G2! Finally some vindication for Captain and Cola! Puts him within striking distance of a map win.
100 Thieves just thinking surely he has to be working through the site right now, trying to clear those positions out to get towards the spike, try to tap it, maybe bait someone out. It feels like Valen just knows that they know that, assumes they'll be playing for market. It's not planted, tucked.
I'm feeling timeout vibes for sure.
One enemy remaining.
Right, he's got the read on this situation. What started as another map,
That's relief.
firmly in the control of 100 Thieves, slipping away.
More than anything, that looked like finally.
He was playing really intelligently on that agent, and at the end of the day, it's because he's playing it everywhere. He's playing it all the time. In kickoff, they had him playing a lot of different stuff. I think he even started on the Viper, then was going to Duelist, goes to Santiago. I think there's a lot of weight on his shoulders, playing different Duelists, playing Yoru, but when he's on Chamber, when he's opping, that's where he's at his best. A tough shot there, so he's not able to connect. And on account of that, on account of needing to teleport away, B-main has to be given up, and Asuna gets that one back.
This is a very early lurk for Cryo, all things considered.
That is crazy. He has a spam angle through the box ready for just the audio cue off the trip. Pretty sick. Cryo, maybe a little more apprehensive to lurk around later in this round.
Yep. Yeah, the Gambit in mid has sort of failed. They've also re-cleared at G2 with a Trailblazer. So they can probably start allocating resources to A if needed. Valen paranoia timing. Damn, it's good. Timo's got nothing to say about it. Relay Bolt's going to force someone out of there, but he definitely TP's out. Timo almost too fast for him. Arsenal's found a timing, though, to pinch on this. Valen has a tuck onto the side, but he's going to be overwhelmed in a matter of seconds. That was just a run it back, but Valen fighting for his life. Fighting
30 seconds left.
to grab a glory again. Eventually falls. It's a side for 100 Thieves. They committed heavily to it. They've been rewarded.
Oh my God!
Joe almost had a moment there, but it's on Baby Bay again, as it always seems to be. Got to work onto this site, but a double face looks imminent.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, gets the 1v1 versus Vora, but he's no idea where Bang is and gets caught out. 100 Thieves playing catch up and making it proper close.
Almost succumb to the 2v1 loss again. But they close it out. Not without their economy being sent into a terrible position.
One enemy
But
remaining.
they close it out. They set up that little three-man swing off the flash. Just keep fighting at Link. Thought it was going to slip away the way that Valen was anchoring on the site. How did he get away with so much? Found Cryo.
He used
did
all
a
his
hell of a lot of
TPs,
damage to Vora. It was crazy. He's starting to flow in the game, starting to heat up.
Yeah, it's about time.
Now, we know he's one of those IGLs that can put up numbers. We haven't seen it to the same extent recently as we did in Kickoff, where he was out of control. He was the third highest rated player in America's Kickoff. But he can kick it into that gear. He is that good.
We might be due for a captain's map from Valen here to get G2 ahead on Sunset. Door's not going to have anywhere to hide here. That wall's cleared. Our drone is going to know him, but he peers in and finds a kill pretty quickly. Relay Bolt to cover his implied retreat, but he is still in that same corner.
All the while, that A side of the map, silent if you're on the Baby Bay point of view. He's just locked down that angle, and it's allowed G2 to be fully concerned with where 100 Thieves really are at. That's mid and B.
This is how defenders reduce their workload. Get a contact angle on an extremity, and there's Timo. Blows Link's extremity into the stratosphere! What was that? Now he's got himself into Boba. Valen a little bit late on this rotation in. Gives Timo a chance to set up on a passive line, and he catches the captain out. Trent's got to push up, but it feels like a forlorn hope as Baby Bay, who's quite happy, sipping a mimosa on the other side of the map. Might have to get some skin in the game. Big Brother's always watching.
Economy is going to be in a rough spot for G2 this next round. Timatino on these entries. That is just his best attribute as a player. It is uncanny, the consistency that he gets the hard entries as well. Like, it's not against players that are just stunned up and flashed all the time. No, he has this sense for when the timing is right to get in on someone.
And that's the context that's always missing from his stats, which look really quite good. But then when you add the fact that he's digging people out, he's going in alone, creating opportunities, and still has such a good record, it's like, okay, that really changes the texture of those numbers.
Yeah, when you're watching, it's just the eye test. He is crazy in those moments. Such a high-impact player.
Smart move.
And in a way, that point you're making about him with the stats, I think it kind of extends to 100 Thieves as a whole. Like, yes, Cryo is definitely the MVP for them at EWC, but across the board, they were all contributing. It wasn't some crazy outsized map off if these guys can bring them over the finish line anyway, because they're putting up 48 kills together.
That is
ridiculous.
Both in their own ways, but both getting active early in these rounds. They might both do it at the same time now. Look at this mid setup.
Cage triggered.
Oh, look at this walk up into tires.
My eyes are down.
Walk up with the off, but it's a great position because you can get that teleport right back to top mid.
Go, go, go.
Safely out of view of anyone.
100 Thieves had the inkling that a lot of the map may have been taken. And a round like this, you can't afford any risks. G2's economy may be broken, but they've had great success on thrifty rounds in this entire series.
And Jaw is calling G2 over. Cage, drone, here's all that sound. Are they going to try to flood, though? Just doesn't feel like they're in position for it. Is there going to be a pop flash from Trent? They're gathering up back in Boba. You can feel that they want to fight.
They've got to. The weaponry's not good for a retake, though. Baby Bay sitting on an op. They're going to be screened off the side by these smokes.
I'm just waiting for the paranoia to come through from Valen. It's comboed up with a relay bolt and a great entry for Jaw.
Good catch. They're going to go for it. Hammer and tongs throw themselves at the side, and Bang is very low here. Baby Bay just creeping up. glacial pace as he's trying to get to the side, but Headhunter finds Purchase. That is a big kill. Arsenal quickly retorts, or now's a couple of pistols facing him down. It doesn't matter. Yet another low bought round for G2 goes their way.
Really has been the difference maker that they've been able to capitalize on a couple of these rounds, finding a little advantage with the worst weaponry and making it feel completely irrelevant. Their pops out of this backside on B have been so good. No answers from 100 Thieves. The sequencing of the utility there is great. It's kind of that initial pressure from Trent. They're not able to go off the back of that, but they're gathered up. Combo the relay bolt, combo the paranoia, slide out from Jaw. It's just perfect to break right back into B.
Overtime on the cards now. 100 Thieves still able to buy into this round reasonably. It's half armors, but we'll see if that ends up being an issue. Maybe I would like to walk tiles again, I think, Wyatt. This time, though, some more resistance will be offered. Oh, buddy! Be forgiven for thinking he had that in the bag.
Risk to take, but can't blame him the way he's been playing. And he just has that feeling of wanting to take his team over the finish line.
It's a good wall timing. Neural theft here, a little bit of info. Artist Fury to play off that nice little combo. Oh, dangerous there for Trent. He is out of the picture.
That is so sick.
Arsenal whips around the corner now, knows that the round is his to lose. And gets that info when Valorant is set up. 100 Thieves have to spend heavy here, but hey, it's the last round of regulation. Get those ults out.
Making the absolute most of them. That was such a cool play. That is not a combo you see every day.
I often talk about Sovas just looking for a ping off something.
Yeah, just anything.
That's a pretty good one. All right, here we go. Arsenal puts a period on the sentence with a 4K. And round 24, we are headed to a well-deserved, folks, overtime.
A sick combo play. Gets 100 Thieves into this position. It's been a struggle on this map. They're gonna feel a level of frustration that we're losing those anti-thrifty rounds.
Go!
That's what gave G2 the edge. But I do feel like 100 Thieves are showing some resiliency here.
I mean, they had to against NRG in that EWC final. They were down 9-3 in that last map. And at 10-12, Arsenal gets 2 back-to-back 3K rounds to force overtime and allow 100 Thieves to win the series there. A guy heats up in the clutch.
If you're G2, you cannot let this performance from Jaw, from Baby Bay, go to waste. 51 kills combined in 24 rounds of play.
Enemy tag.
The fact that that might not be enough should tell you everything you need to know about where 100 Thieves are at now.
I would say in recent times, people have been trying to figure out where they need to point the blame. Where should the scrutiny go for G2? And Jaw has been the recipient of a lot of it, but he is absolutely defying that narrative on this map. He is willing G2 to Haven.
Jaw gets in onto this B site. 100 Thieves a little uncertain about how they want to anchor it now midway through this. They pulled their Cypher Cryo back out to market, just in case there's a late reflank through mid, but that will be later than he would have expected. Flash on Jaw, but he's safe tucked behind the box. Vora was very much on his own there.
Yeah, so isolated. No one on 100 Thieves ready to help, but they're going off this timing.
The Paranoia, Arsenal getting flicky with it. One's going to have to be enough for the time being, but his numbers for G2 are looking good. Cryo is again too late to the party to have an impact.
I feel like you can see a difference in the team play level there, honestly. Compare that fight back in on B from 100 Thieves to what G2 were doing in that same situation. Very big difference in the execution.
Oh, those floods out of Boba? Yeah, they've been insane.
One enemy remaining.
And when you're so good at doing it, you're pretty good at setting up and how to deny it as well. G2 just have the right swing timings, playing anti-flash, Asuna popping out there, really no relevance with them, right?
And so?
From dropping 30, a map that G2 need to win to stay in this series, but on a level would also just love to win. They've been fighting so hard to get any map wins, match wins in this last month. The competition has been tough, and they just want to get a taste of victory again.
Just probing for 100 Thieves with the smoke top mid. Already pulling the spike back over towards A, but again, they need something just to shake VCT off this line. In the past, it's just been an Arsene flash to force the rendezvous. One-way setup. VCT might want to hang around here. Oh man, lead a little bit too long. Didn't have his walking cane to hand. And I like this from 100 Thieves. They don't commit to this A side. They pull players out of mid. Now they can start to work the map in the last 50 seconds.
I think if you're G2 on some level, you got to be thinking they could be going towards B. The wall is still up right now, but they can just round the world, go get Arsene his ult.
The wall itself will dissipate, but they're going to have to blow it out. All right, here it is. Run it back. The slowdown is a problem, but Leaf can't hold this angle, so you just walk in through that slow field.
I'm looking to see where the other two G2 players head towards, because at least right now, we're not looking at that Boba pop-out. Good trade onto Valorant from Cryo.
Flash here. Cryo completely done in by it. But Vora was there to watch Jaw come on in. Trent likely to disrespect this smoke, gets on inside of it, or flash himself out. It is just him though, solo endeavor. And he doesn't have a shot. Arsene ready and waiting. There was a nice paranoia there from Bang. And Leaf here feels impossible. It's so hard from that spot. 100 Thieves are going to keep the good times coming. We're stuck on Sunset for the time being.
Definitely some regrets from VCT for sticking around so long early into this round. The hike on the drone is crazy. Just didn't know where to put his crosshair to break it. And that distraction just kept him in that position for 1 second too long. And it's a real cascading effect from there. Arsene gets the kill. He gets one orb. He gets the second orb. It gets them a pretty free B site with the man advantage.
But the last thing G2 can afford is for VCT to start getting passive, start second-guessing this.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd rather they lose with him being aggressive than with him beginning to play passive and giving up some of these angles. When it's been his op aggression that has gotten them to this point in the first place.
Mid-round look here with this Owl drone. This is a big variation for Cryo. We have not seen this setup much at all. Heavy trips on the A side.
Cover going out.
Are G2 going to walk into this? Cryo and Vora will have the tools to fight against larger numbers successfully.
And Timo, top mid. He'll be able to get over to Link's side very fast, though. He's drifting towards B. What can these anchors do? What can the trips do for Cryo and Vora?
So G2 see the Cypher camera and they're unperturbed. Flash, paranoia hits Cryo. Vora unaffected, has to fight into the smoke and Leaf gets the better of him. Now you're uncomfortable as heck! All alone is Cryo. Timo's able to find a quick shot. Oh my goodness! That's a big one. Spike yet to be planted. Arsene always looking for an angle. Shorty in hand. But so far has been kept at bay. Paranoia onto the site now as Timo looking for it, but he's low. Leaf, surely there's a trade there from Arsene, but Leaf notches up his fourth. We mentioned how important he is in the late rounds, the salvage situations. Leaf has done it here. And now, big ace for Leaf. Vindication and an opportunity to get on your damn feet.
Holds it down in that post plant and gets that surge of confidence as well. He was starting slow. It was a rough map for him. You had John VCT picking up the slack, but he's going to give them an ace in OT to try to get it over the finish line. Down, but never out. Leaf is just that good. Can G2 close it out here? 15-13. Take 100 Thieves to Haven. Will 100C have the answer? Putting emphasis on still getting Austin to these OT orbs. Pushing for the ults.
Okay. Cryo's been trying to force a bit of action in some of these early rounds now. Not content to be late to the party with these belated rotates. Oh, Trent. God, takes a perfect chance to peer into a chaotic mid situation. These entries, dude. Clean as they come. They want to fight for it! And Joel just slides into a hail of bullets. Timo's asking for his next victim to step up.
Timo's had Jaw's number in this OT. Last 2 rounds, denying the slide kill. 3 versus 2, 100 Thieves.
Dirty spike plant location is one way.
Will they stay alive? Cryo on low HP.
Flash him in. You better believe it, Timo. Okay. Ends up being a trade. That'll favor 100 Thieves here.
Austin just needs to duck away so Cryo can get in trade position.
We've got to watch those corners, Dre. I suggest finasteride.
We're not. That's crazy. We're not done just yet. Timo is the MVP of that round for 100 Thieves. Has a real Timo moment up top mid, just being able to find a nice opening kill. Get 100 Thieves in the round.
Man, this is delivering. Both of these teams kind of evolving in this overtime now. Jaw does hit that 30 mark. But Arsenal has come alive. Oh, dangerous for Timo. He actually gets out of here behind his fast lane. Ridiculous. And finds a kill off the backside. Bang, caught lingering out in the open. Timo does not want to move, and this is... Oh! What? You're not supposed to be able to still do that!
The accuracy has been nerfed, well, like 2-3 times.
Not enough. Do it again.
Oh, that ping. Oh, he's gonna push it to the limit. Timotino is just never afraid to swing. He does not fear any player on the other team, but Leap still hot in this OT.
Ooh, okay, that was a little wayward.
Another chance for G2. Will they close it out? 100 Thieves backs against the wall this entire OT.
Never a dull moment, huh? This is opener. This is very chaotic in fairness. Very flashy.
The refight was great from G2.
1 enemy remaining.
Timo's just playing with unwavering confidence. It's easy to forget that this is his first year in Americas.
Like I said, bro did not waver back of an insane performance in Paris. This guy knows he's him, and he's not afraid to show it.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Stay with me, Wyatt. Stay with me, brother.
Yeah, you killed me with that one. Locking in. It's OT. Out of the timeout. 100 Thieves have had the answers. They haven't felt the pressure of this OT, with G2 just always getting that first round win. Always being on match point.
Contact angle.
Glass cannon. Baby Bay. Last time that drone just threw him off completely and he got deleted. Yeah, he's not going to mess around this time. He's just out of there.
Can't take the risk. He's just not well armored enough. But Timo has gotten into the site. This gets harder and harder now to get this op value.
Yeah, we are just setting up for a full 5-on-5 retake. G2 players not close enough to go for any fast attempt to deny the spike. That would never be in the cards. Looks like 100 Thieves want to push the aggression though. Take it to G2 before they can set up for a big retake.
A lot of heals here for G2 in fairness, but these Baby Bay angles keep getting defeated one after another. How does he get involved in this round with his glass cannon? Leaf's going to show some leg here. Baby Bait just walked up into it. G2 have not been able to maneuver their star into position to impact. But Valen chimes in. Bora playing from a bit of an uncomfortable spot here. Does he look for a timing through this smoke? And Asuna gets some heads turned away from him. Looks like a 1-for-1, and here come G2. Some uncertainty about the timing here, but they get the job done. It's not just a map win, but a reminder. They maintain their claim to this region, and we're headed to a decider. G2 lost in overtime in Bangkok. That was their chance. Since then, they've not come close. And they're here to remind 100 Thieves who Daddy still is.
But they've never lost that hunger. But they've only got one chance this year to fulfill that dream that Valorant has had, that the team has had for years. They've been excruciatingly close. Day one of their journey to champions right now. Leaf trying to lock down this backside. The flash isn't good, but it doesn't matter. Asuna still claims that first blood. G2 fast in on the flood, but denied immediately.
Yeah, Paranoia into the smoke, and nothing that G2 have to say about it.
And there's that cryo lurk. Gets one in the first round, juxtaposed to Sunset, where on the first round he got caught on that lurk, was made irrelevant by a trip. Breeze, he was all over the place. He was in the walls. He was catching every rotator off. Highest impact player on that map, and if he gets going, G2 are going to struggle.
Yep. Just felt like maybe he wasn't able to intuit effective timings often enough on Sunset. That was a good start though, and also a bit of an ill omen for G2, is that they've been perfect in pistols. They get flawless in the first round of Haven.
Smoke at window can definitely indicate to 100 Thieves that a push down mid is the play from G2. Cryo is ready. Gets the first and a good adjustment for the second.
It's the Ghost player as well, getting a lot of value in the round. Don't mind G2 throwing caution to the wind and pushing up and around like this, but 100 Thieves showed us the same on Sunset. Sitting back, playing out of their own spawn. Leaf able to find two. Can there be more? Cryo, the flash is turned, but all of a sudden this round is uncertain.
A bit of danger, but 100 Thieves still have the advantage in terms of the weaponry. Cryo just had that ghost. Not worth recovering. G2 going to have to hit some serious shots with these pistols.
That is important damage there. Trent knocked to 30. Jaw trying to dig him out. Arsenal needs to stay safe, and Bang finds the timing.
Look at the HP.
Yep, heal off the blaze wall.
Good.
No, Arsenal's able to heal up anyway. And there he is. Bulldog chimes in. G2, okay, showing a little bit of proactivity here in the map on a thrifty round.
Yeah, a lot of fight, and there's Leaf with a nice little 2K. If you're calling on someone on G2, you want them to win, you want someone to get involved, it's going to be him.
One enemy remaining.
One of the best players in America, is one of the most flexible.
Nice!
And one that can take over games on just any role we have ever seen him play.
Yeah, true super flex. Okay.
Due to that damage, this bonus round buy for 100 Thieves, not as deadly on paper as it could be, and with two players being hit for over 100 damage, you got to expect that G2 can take this one.
Running back from Arsenal though, can he rattle the cage a little bit? Some value here, no. He's going to be paranoid out entirely. Valen's able to shut him down easily enough now, playing from hell. An extension of the demon himself. Baby patient here, real patient. That is an audacious TP forward there from Bang, and all of a sudden might have been an opportunity, but again, Leaf is the foil to Chaos. Cryo doesn't have the luxury of finding a lurk timing here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the way this match has gone, he still believed him in that moment.
Absolutely. Well done from Jaw to close out the round, and Leaf late on the rotate because he was cross-map, but gets there right on time to swing from heaven. Valen really important on that anchoring effort, just having the right paranoia timing to counter that aggression out, counter that early run it back that Asuna had. Can't be too upset at that result, though, if you're 100 Thieves. Look at what it's caused G2 to buy.
Yeah.
So much damage done.
They're finding a really good outlaw round now, the Thieves.
On Sunset, though, G2 did win a few rounds with a bye just like this. And that was really a difference maker in them being able to win that map out.
Cage triggered.
And look at how they've just taken over the A side of the map entirely. That is a no-go zone for 100 Thieves. Or did get that ping on Leaf. This allows Asuna into the side. He's desperately looking for a challenge. He himself gets revealed. A Paranoia actually doesn't quite click it. Cryo low health, but he's in the site, ready to contribute. Baby Bay got chunked.
Site has G2 players all over it, but Timo shot in the back, and Vora takes advantage of the better weaponry, playing it long range to get an additional.
Timing
Last
doesn't
player
favor either of the players. I like the little dead stop there for 100 Thieves. After getting a player up on the site, they wait for a flood.
Yeah, I love to see the IGL getting involved. For kind of an underrated shooter, if you ask me. He gets a really important one with that kill back plat. Asuna cleans things up. It's a little closer to his second run it back of the game.
Some real push and pull in that round. G2 decisive on that A side early. They have to try and flood into this C side with many guns trained on them.
Yeah, they get that nice first catch on the player who's isolated in default. It's a good flood back in, but ultimately the lack of good weaponry, the lack of being able to play at range is just exploited by 100 Thieves on that hesitation, purposeful slowdown.
We are deep into sewer very early. Hunter's Fury also spots Trent, reveals him, gives Timo a chance to try and spam him down.
Oh my god, how is he alive, man?
Passing him with a paranoia. That's nicely done from Valorant, but it's still not going to be enough to slow down this train. Jaw got himself 3. Make it 4.
player standing.
Now it's on Leap, who has been the glass you break in case of emergency for G2.
I have the spike.
Up against Vora. A rising star, young caller. Finds the edge in the round.
Just sixth sense for Leaf's positioning there, how he'd be walking out of the choke, playing off that recon. Just as it expires, Little P catches him. Vora, the standout early days here for 100 Thieves on Haven. Back-to-back, 2 very important rounds. Jaw just trying his best to lock down this site. Baby Bay with the slide in just gave Jaw additional time and space to work with to keep that streak of kills going. So good support from Baby Bay, but ultimately it's not enough. G2 back onto an eco.
Yep, Smig mode so far for Baby Bay hasn't yielded great success on this map. There's plenty of Valorant still to play.
Timo loves to pick up this Outlaw on attack. When the opposing team's economy is just low enough, he'll always take advantage of it.
Get up early if you're going to catch Valen slipping here. Patience from the young duelist. Trent, no info on that clear. We go into the B side with Timo. He's sold enough apparently now. That run it back over towards A. Both Phoenixes going to pop them, in fact. Tripwire's going to be the way there for Arsenal. This could undo him. He's able to back away and cause some spacing here with that molly thrown at Baby Bay's feet. Does he have time to get in and get a kill? He'll have to settle for a little bit of damage. No full commitment yet for 100 Thieves. They can call a cancel at any time.
There's so much time left on the clock. We have seen this consistently from G2. That's a great pick from Jaw. He'll go for a lot of timings like that out B. Is that going to be enough? The rotates are coming in his direction. Oh my god, decapitated.
No way! He's done it again! Bursts through the flames! And gives Valen a shocking reception. Close up on this corner. Timing doesn't favor him there, but Leaf walks up into him. Not bad from Baby Bay, but he has to give up his position to do so. And Trent so far, yet to frag, has to belatedly enter the back of the seaside with a Sheriff.
The action just picked up very quick, and Trent, there is that first kill. There's a real opportunity, but Austin not pinged up by the recon, able to shut him down. No, it's these rounds, though, where G2 are on the low buys, and, you know, in some cases, it is one of the reasons that they are winning these thrifties. But they are so willing to let those duelist ults go. Every time they have had an overdrive on an eco round, they've sent it out, regardless of what the buy is around it. There, they use the run it back as well. They're so willing to try to use those ults to convert those rounds.
That does leave them with limited options now. Leaf might try and find like a lurk kill and turn that into a renewal theft opportunity. Trent could hunt his Fury into that, like we saw in the previous map.
Pings are plenty, but no one on G2 in position to get the spam kill off. Are 100 Thieves expecting it off in this situation? I mean, they know that the money would, of course, be good enough. And Baby Bay is willing to op on the Neon, though. much less in comparison to Sunset when he was on Chamber.
They're certainly wary about Sewer. Cryer doesn't have the util to clear corners here, though, so this is a raw peek into a contact angle. Not the player you really want conducting that kind of operation. Crisscrossing fast lanes, though, into this A site. Teemo's gotten quite deep, but a little bit too late to have found that kill on Baby Bay. The op gets value twice over. And he's just going to start hunting for kills up on that corner. Vora spared, and Trent backs up Baby Bay. Vora can't salvage another round. And G2 get their second.
A good hold that's really fueled, by Baby Bay getting that op in his hands. Crucial first kill that allows the team to focus all of their attention towards long. That is insane. And for a second, it looked like Bang maybe getting himself into a position to turn around back in their favor. He TP's up in heaven. You can see Baby was like, wait, did he just go to hell? He didn't know where to look, but Bang couldn't find the timing, just had to drop out of heaven and, met his end. 100 Thieves now. They're the ones on the eco.
Timo just playing as fast as always. Hardest Fury employed here. G2 don't want to let the volatility of 100 Thieves on this Thrift to get the better of them, but Bora's gotten into that B site.
That was a disgusting shot, and he's just all-out aggro.
Got himself a weapon upgrade. Hunter's Fury also, which could be nice. So past the Phantom, over to Asuna now.
And look at Vora, he's trying to get out of dodge. Back towards grass, but there's an opportunity to use that Hunter's Fury.
Altron gets shot going into B. There's no foothold here for G2 yet. They've got to find one themselves, and they've got to do it quick. Cryo refuses to be dug out of that corner. He crosses during the paranoia. This is all time by. Vora needs a ping for a Hunter's Fury. Might let it go anyway. There's Asuna, though, locks it down. That Phantom getting passed around like the sisterhood of the traveling pants, and it's done its job. Just Trent up on the side, and we are looking at a bona fide USDA grade prime 50 round from 100 Thieves, man. What a showing.
Thrifty.
Leaf was the critical player there for G2, needing to get that swing out so he could kill Vora. But he just wasn't able to. Too many eyes on that door. 100 Thieves know the win con that they're playing to on the G2 side, and they deny him. Vora just going insane.
He got a rifle off that.
Shot.
Gives it to Asuna.
And he pushes through before it's for the second. It's crazy.
I love you, bro. There's no time. Everybody wait!
Hey. Was the first time G2 beat 100 Thieves in this 5-0 streak against them. And it might be broken on that same day if 100 Thieves keep up this great performance on Haven.
If you're a sucker for a story, this game is a dream. G2 here, they've got the hero rifle for Trent, pushed well up. And a one-way on this C extremity.
This truly is a test of just how resilient this G2 team can be. I think the past month or so has been the toughest in their entire run that they've had over the last couple years. We've seen them make so many comebacks in the past, but this is beyond that, what they need to accomplish.
Oh, this timing from Asuna is
Just
huge.
another run it back. Does spot out one. Valen.
He turned his back! Valen turned his back on C Long because of the distraction effect of Asuna. Bang is simply the immovable object. The G2 Stinger, not quite enough this time.
Overdrive has not been able to be enough for them either. Using it again on a low buy round, trying to get something accomplished. Not the case.
Put down.
One enemy remaining.
It's got to be said. That round is so well called from 100 Thieves. Getting Asuna into Garage, getting Valen's head turned. It's everything they needed.
You just have that confidence that we saw on Breeze completely flowing with 100 Thieves on this map again.
Okay, we're seeing the G2 push up. This time not on a Thrifty, though.
It's a nice little passive cam just to
Cage triggered.
ensure that G2 haven't worked their way too deep down mid.
100 Thieves have barely gotten off the starter's mark in terms of map position in this round. 1 minute left. And a smoke A as Timo again is trying to sell ice to a polar bear over there.
Trips. One up, one went down. And the Thieves not committing to any. It's like, just yet. Oh, that's crazy.
I think they
running
thought
away.
about
That last bullet.
They thought about pinging back, but they can't really get across is the issue.
Things are getting awkward as G2 are trying to rotate around the map properly. Players being caught on either side. Rotations being denied. Phoenix on Phoenix, yeah. Asuna not going down, not getting tagged up. And now it's a 2 versus 2 on 8. I mean, G2, they could try to commit to this.
How does Asuna become relevant in this roundup? He's so far from the action.
He's so scared of Jongmo still. He's going to need to pick up the pace.
Okay, Bang's been revealed up on site. They don't know about Timo in that corner, though. Here comes the sewer push-up here. It's too good on Asuna. Where are you? Bang's going to have to do it on his own.
I know exactly.
Oh, the neural theft as well. All that time Asuna spent trying to come from an inventive location. All of his plans are laid bare. And I'm going to give it the jaw there, bro. He keeps Asuna out of that fight.
That wrap just came a little bit too late. A few seconds earlier when Bang was still engaged with those players playing from Hell. And that might have been the round locked up for 100 Thieves. But this decision for proactivity from G2 in the mid-round is what gets them an advantage. It's what throws 100 Thieves off. It's what keeps Asuna stuck in this weird position, unable to rotate back because they're just applying so much pressure onto them.
I mean, the plan changes for those teams like 3 times each.
Yeah, exactly.
Timo was supposed to sell the fake, and they actually try to go to that A side.
They're like unable to be decisive because of the way that G2 are playing that.
TP back C site from Bang.
100 Thieves just making it look like they want to take that A long control quickly, and then a fast pivot to fight towards Garage.
Baby Bay being safe. Gonna get a crossfire set up with Leaf.
Just plays to live, and that's definitely the right decision. Those are the kind of angles where we've seen Timotino get plenty of opening kills.
And this time it's 100 Thieves who are way more proactive in this mid-round. G2 have adopted the role of just sitting back, jiggling these corners, drawing some shots in util. Might be a poke here, though, from Baby Bay. Getting a little bit uncomfortable. Cryo has that greater level of patience. Now fast lane into the A side. It's going to be a real acceleration here from 100 Thieves, but the Tripwires are a bit of a wrinkle in that plan. 1 for 1. Trent going to avoid the paranoia that would have come his way from Sewer, but he cannot hold his own against Asuna, who is firing on all cylinders, and Jaws' ult is down.
Guardian just not the weapon for the job. G2 only hope is to take the timing to try to get through this smoke, but Asuna too vigilant.
Leaf's got to save. There's just no money for him. Asuna checks that corner, knows there's a cam. And there's plenty of money, conversely, for 100 Thieves to start throwing hand over fist.
Yeah, Asuna, even in death there, happy to just get another orb. They've got enough money, and it's not like they're going to take an eco. We're almost done with the half, so might as well just get that one no matter what.
It's frustrating round for Leaf. It felt like he was just a half second too late to impact the round. That Omen smoke coming down and connect it.
I really feel like so much of this series from beginning to end has come down to the dynamic of the lurkers. Cryo on Breeze, Baby Bay on Sunset, both of them showing up proficiency at being able to cut off rotators, find timings, suppress for space, catch someone off guard, get an opening kill. And now we're back to Cryo being able to do that. And there's a 2 Baby Bay, who was such a pain when he was on the chamber back on Sunset.
You've got to admire 100 Thieves' ability to really change gears twice in that round. First, it's the slowdown in that mid-round, looking for opportunities, and then Cryo just stops in front of Garage. Then it's the acceleration onto A. 2 mode shifts, gives 3 different looks.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
lot of A main control though here for G2.
Go, go, go.
Timo doesn't know what's around that corner, but he's willing to find out.
It's a trap play for G2, but it doesn't net the value they would have wished for when they send out that paranoia stun combo.
Yeah, it's still an exchange of util. A fair bit has to be used by 100 Thieves there.
But they feel more than happy to just quickly pivot towards this C site. It allows them to get the orb. They're going to get that execute off. Arsenal running it down. Not able to convert on the job, but the trade is there from Timo.
Yeah, Timo gets there, and that's a real kill that he gets. Arsenal was just ulting. Timo eventually falls, but he'll take the one. Leak from the back of the side. They're looking pretty hard to shift. Bang now getting active. Here's that mid-round lurk, but Valorant is waiting for him. And Arsenal doesn't really have any way to obscure his movements, but Baby Bear hoped for a double swing.
30 seconds left.
Arsenal was hoping to top himself up a little bit with this wall flash through, but Valen's going to be hard to shake. Valen, patient, patient! The grizzled veteran gets his 3.
Too many angles for Arsenal to be concerned about getting back in there. The wall helps him move forward, but it does allow Valen an option to drift back towards that default box. Great hold by Leaf. Definitely called upon in that moment when you have 100 Thieves just going for the full exec into C. After they draw out that A util, realize there's a trap there, a lot of players. Leaf needed to lock that as being so excellent to work with, so communicative, just all around great teammate. And at various times when his performance dipped, which will happen in a 6-year career, there were people who felt like he didn't have a place in the league anymore, but so late into it, with this 2026 iteration of 100 Thieves, he has proved more than his worth.
Leaf asking for a punish here on a player that's pushed up and you can hear him. Didn't get it done himself, apparently, as Arsenal was chomping at the bit.
It's a good rotate from 100 Thieves. Good understanding of where G2 are headed.
Vora could be set up for a late wrap here. Bang, though, takes contact, and he's found 2. That's massive. Relay bolt also going to be definitely dodged away from, and Valen out in the open gets wrecked. All of a sudden, the spark that Leaf created in the early round is quenched.
A stunner from Bang. That paranoia, perfect timing, free first kill. I say free, but even still, the movement was hard for him to deal with, despite Baby not being able to see. Talking about it on some of the earlier maps, but Bang is one of the last players you want to run into holding a site. Anchoring is his element.
But if you don't test his anchor, he'll lurk on you late in the round. That's the double threat he's always brought.
Look at the G2 buy. This is reminiscent of old G2, the Stinger G2, the always force G2.
Yeah, that round 2, 5 Stinger corrode buy. So like kickoff was really highlighted by that. Paranoia here affecting Cryo, but he's safe for now inside this cyber cage. He's going to hear it all, though. He knows what's coming his way! And the Spectre sings! A discordant tune maybe to G2, but they're fighting for this C site. And Baby Bay, that's a huge win!
Look at the HP, though, on G2.
Arsenal has to spray and pray here.
Just nothing between them to work with. They could tie to a wall.
Trent's able to get off of it. He's ready for it, but Leaf is so low, barely alive. Arsenal got to heal as well. Here comes Trent. Considering a way around that corner, but the Al drone late in the round is pretty enlightening, and it's easy to set these crossfires up. A cracking start to the second half here for 100 Thieves.
So close, but oh man, hope just ran out when you saw how much damage those players took. And I really like how Vor and Arsenal are able to play that. They know that a garage rewrap towards spawn is a possibility, but they also know everyone is so weak, so they're able to use the drone in that position. Austin is able to cover Vora because if a player swings from anywhere, it's just such an easy kill. That drone baits him out.
And now that gap has opened up to 6 rounds. G2 going for a force on that previous one. They've squandered an opportunity to develop an economy, so they're on to the Bandits and Armor.
On one hand, you want to think that that's confidence from G2, knowing that that's their kind of buy. They've won so many rounds like that over the past couple years. But on the other, you could call it desperation. Given the scoreline, given how good 100 Thieves are on this map, feeling like we just need something. Something to ignite this comeback.
Cage trick.
Steady start here for G2. Checking for a trap up A long. Getting an insert outside of the B site here. Not the typical bonus for 100 Thieves. They are still trying to stack this A site just in case. There's no reason to stay. Timo in the smoke, almost as sus as Colonel Mustard in the kitchen with the candlestick. And an easy pickup.
30
It's a
seconds
Clue
left.
reference.
I got that.
Okay, just checking.
G2 working their way towards this A side, but 100 Thieves are just fast to rotate, fast to deny it, counter utility, smokes go down. Timo just wants to go hunting. This
One
win
enemy remaining.
right within their grasp at this point. Up 11-4.
G2's gambit on those stingers in the previous round has really left them without an answer here. Leaf is done. No spike to perish to, no chance.
Oh, no, they're just not even going to bother.
Yep.
Brutal. Brutal. He has 2,800 into this
He
round.
can't even get the sweet release of death, bro. All right, timeout here for G2.
Josh has to get involved. It's 100 Thieves on the precipice of match point, and then doing what they haven't been able to do for 2 years, beat G2, make a statement in this league.
One enemy remaining.
What is this guy doing, bro? You can't save your deagle.
In his defense, he was not trying to. He was not trying to. There is no chasm to simply flick.
Being denied by teams like G2, by NRG. And then they were able to beat NRG in the finals to win EWC, and upon returning to Americas, they're 2 rounds away from beating G2 as well. The teams that have always stood in their path from success in our region, they would be making a statement here.
Baby Bay just trying to will himself into an aggressive mindset there. Does own himself some real estate in sewer. Can't step much further forward. Foul drone sees nothing in B.
Perfect timing from Valen.
Gets a sick lurk up there. Opens up the C side, and yet Timo doesn't instantly want to move away. Unfortunately, realizes he's kind of pinned in here now. Spotted out by Valen here with the paranoia, and it's going to be a backstab here in a moment, but Valen gets that kill. And this is all off the game sense of G2's captain.
Timo just knows that crunch was coming eventually. Go forward, go backward. Someone on G2 is ready to face him.
G2 have remediated their weaponry issues. Still a shaky economy. Yeah, hate to see those. Yeah, Bang gets some garage control back, but here's Valen. We've been asking for a captain's round. We might be about to get it. Still money here for 100 Thieves, so Bang gonna have a crack at it anyway. Denies the ace. Emotional damage.
Great stuff from Valen. Have needed him to get involved. Started 2 on Sunset, had some flashy moments. But when you're watching G2 on attack, it's far beyond wanting Valen to be able to get kills. It's about the prowess that he has as the in-game leader that he's had for years. That's what has maintained, maybe the most critical factor that has maintained G2 as the consistent #1 in Americas. Why in this region they have remained unbeatable.
So a monumental gap in the defenses for 100 Thieves is maliciously exploited. But they're still 6 rounds behind.
G2, one of those teams that are just so regimented on attack. Whenever we would listen to their comms in the mid-round, they are just thinking about everything. Every consideration of where someone could be. It's always a 3-2-1 peak. Everyone's always doing something together. That aspect of the game is going to have to be picture perfect here to beat 100 Thieves, to make this comeback a reality. They can't afford any mistakes.
Like a standard C split here. The Cryer pulled well and truly out of Garage. Couldn't play off his trip either. But he finds his way into the side ahead of those backside smokes.
Joke's over.
100 Thieves are ready for this. Look, they've got multiple players watching the push out of Garage as well. And Baby starting to clear the trips. Bang back in the corner. Baby knows he has to be the one to go. First in. And Arsena's run it back is dealt with. Baby is low.
First in, and he slips out. They're going to leave Leaf as this contingency over on the other side of the map as they work into B. You know, as is Trent. Potential backstabs that can be activated.
Bang and Vora have to put this together. They need to get towards B, but that run it back is a problem. They've got to give Jaw some space now. Vora caught out entirely. And Cryo couldn't find a trade. This is squeaky clean.
How nice is that from G2, just having the ult from Jaw, that run it back, forces the players on 100 Thieves, routed into that C site, and they'd never expect that you'd have Trent just waiting in Cubby as a second late backstab. So he gets that really free kill onto Vora. It's a great round.
Oh Lord, he coming. He coming!
It's tough to tuck in that corner. The barrel is just always revealed.
So Cryo really gives up Garage there, right? He plays way back towards his spawn, even though previously he was set up to play off the trip. That's the opening that gets exploited.
I feel like that's a round where we were just talking about Valen having to go beyond just getting kills to win them around. It's about his IGLing, his leadership. And in that round, yeah, it is this push towards C and an excellent pivot towards the B side, but then having those additional layers to close out the round that they left behind from the initial effort on C. This NBS just wants to ensure that no comeback is going to happen. Remove any ideas in 100 Thieves' mind to, you know, maybe start playing a little more passive, play without that confidence. The metaphorical park the bus, you know, playing not to lose type style.
How did that go?
Not well for anyone.
He did not come home. Again, we've seen these thrifties though. 100 Thieves have managed to spin gold out of them. So far, they're not really throwing caution to the wind, and it's just a walk up into Timo, and G2 say, you know what, we're not going to take any risks here. You're at 11 rounds. Happy to commit a neural theft now.
And even happier to know that there is one Sova on the site that they can just cook right into the deep fryer.
Turn into a ballistics dummy. All right, some stat padding goes a long way. The time and place for it, and Leaf gets his 4. I'm fragging.
Now this is that round in the game where if G2 win, you start to believe. Before this, you're waiting to see if they get to this point in the game. This is the believer round. If they take it here, this comeback is legit.
It's an inflection point. Timo's gotten himself the op though. Just holding in sewer. But did 100 Thieves get value out of that NBS timeout? Jeez, he doesn't want to hold a passive line, does he?
Timing was almost there, but not quite. G2 had just thrown out all of your standard early round stuff to pressure towards A. But it's back to that slow mid-round pace.
Waiting for 100 Thieves player to get nervous! Damn, Jaw, that is cold. Headshot there on Bang is a big one. That starts to open a pathway here through the middle of the map.
The Molly from Austin, at least for a moment, stopped any further pressure towards Garage, but it is made irrelevant.
True entry fragging from Jaw.
Yeah, he's picking up some ridiculous kills. Vora unable to convert. IGL versus IGL goes to Valen.
What can Cryo do here? Very much a position that's known and noted. And he's taken wallbang through Garage at that.
They are starting to make me a believer now. Not just because they won this round, but it's the fashion in which they've won the last couple. They are dialed in right now. It's that perfect, regimented style from G2.
And then Jaw jumps out of mid-window and just wins a duel.
Yeah. You have that
That's
on top
supposed
of
to
it.
be
You have that on top of it.
the combination that gets G2 that success. It's the structure versus that raw talent of Jaw in concert, which at times felt discordant, like it was a bit of a push and pull.
Player standing.
But I think the real masterstroke of building this G2 team is making them work in concert.
Timo 2 times had the op, couldn't find value, tries to save, can't save either. G2 relentless.
Now it's getting serious. The economy for 100 Thieves at a bit of a shaky spot. This might be the kind of round that they want to supplement with an overdrive of their own, something. Oh, okay.
That is ridiculous. Second kill was so nice as well.
Vor is not even hit with that paranoia, but Valent's still able to convert. Come back.
Can't imagine the amount of times that MBS has been in a situation like this in his 6-year coaching career. Across regions, across different teams, so much success.
My camera is destroyed.
Knows what it takes to get his team over the finish line. But can 100 Thieves do it against G2? One of the most resilient teams, if not the most, in our region. They've been down in Americas, but never out. They always bounce back. They always get that win.
They've had to be. Losing in overtime, the Masters final in Bangkok, and being dominant in their home region 4 times, stage champions, and still missing that garnish at the international events. They've got to keep putting the work in. And this is the team that stayed together and ascended as a unit when they could have been picked apart, that guard core, right? They believed in each other. That's what it's going to take to win 4 rounds here.
The danger feels real with Leaf getting caught jumping out of window. What could have happened to Jaw last round happens to Leaf here, but I'm looking at that 100 Thieves HP. You're looking at the weaponry, and you have to imagine the G2, they'll be able to close this out. Oh my god, danger, but Valen gets it.
Yeah, first shot not there for Timo. No paranoia was there for Valen. He's still able to prevail. Baby Bay in trouble though. Caught in that corner. Here comes Arn's Fury. Not again. 100 Thieves surely. Valen has to be the antidote to the chaos. He's got to control it and not participate in it. TP across the way. Timing though does not favor him. It is 100 Thieves. A thrifty to set up match point.
They've really given G2 a taste of their own medicine. That was the G2 type round to get them the sunset win.
How many thrifties are we going to see from these guys, man?
Hunter's Fury from Vora
Remaining.
was so good. Massive impact, and then immediately into that drone for them to play off of. Austin hears that Valen TP, has the read on where he was going. Immediate swing out, gets that kill.
No chance for a timeout here. No icing of the kicker. G2 have to hold on. Still got the money. They've been able to build up an economic buffer. 100 Thieves, they can taste victory. They can taste the breaking of a 2-year-long curse. 5 consecutive losses to G2. What a way to start this Stage 2 campaign. A win would be.
All it takes is just one more round. G2 a couple ultimates to stay alive. Slowing things down again in this mid-round. That is the G2 way.
Amidst all this, Timo has been active, drifting back and forth between B and Garage. With Bang to play off him left on B as an insert. Now with the smoke coming in, Timo finds the timing to get ahead of it. Bang, hop, skip, jump away, avoiding Valen. He's hoping to find something here, but he gets the side at least. There's the plant. Here comes the overdrive now. You can feel G2, they know how thin their margins are. And Baby Bay's gonna pop the ult.
That ult about to expire. 100 Thieves biding their time for that to be the case as they make this re-entry. Timo into the site.
Here.
Arsenal could be huge here. Fighting out a Garage and getting a flank opportunity in this post plant would be everything. But there's Valentine in the corner. It's going to be a trade. Arsenal found one, but that's it. Hunter's Fury now from Trent to try and slow this on down. He caught Cryo. He leaves Bang all alone. Still got the neural theft, so good information for Bang to work with now, but this is tough to fight out of. Another tap. Shoulder peek from Trent, sees everything he needs to, and he knows that Bang ain't on the spike. In fact, he's out of there.
G2 work together outside that B site. They get the space in it. That overdrive offers a lot of delay. And then you see that hurried 100 Thieves just trying to get their way back in. But beyond getting into the site, in that situation, you need to fight out of it. You need to go all the way down yard. They have windows smoked. They know that they need to kill so many players, but the crossfires that G2 were able to set up there, you're not going to be able to deal with that.
And
Three
so,
opportunities.
That economic buffer all of a sudden completely undermined. 100 Thieves with an awkward 1.5 by Arsena, though, hero rifle and run it back at his disposal.
Throws out the flash, goes for the peek, but does not spot a soul. An immediate run it back. Or can't convert. Spam comes through from Baby Bay.
Keep it going, why not? That's 2 kills, unanswered.
Bang recovers that lone rifle that 100 Thieves have on offer for the team. Tries to play around that anchor smoke. Look at this pressure though, the stun, the util.
Oh, they've got this side dead to rights here. 100 Thieves just haven't really had an appropriate retort. They haven't had the weapons to hold their ground. And frankly, the Phoenix ult from Jaw was very well apportioned. Cryo again left as a loose end. It eventually snipped off.
The kind of round where you're happy to get that Phoenix ult involved just to ensure that you close out that anti-thrifty.
It's pretty fundamental stuff here. Baby Bay ready to play off of Jaw. The 2 duelists again, working in harmony. 2 more rounds for G2 to take us again to overtime.
Emphasis towards C. Cryo, the lone anchor. Try to maybe cross to get out, but not with this barrage of utility.
Cryo spotted out in the corner, has to move. Arsena charges forward, but Jaw is just going to spray him down through the blaze walls. Himself is a little low though. G2 have pulled back off this C side. What an interesting syncopation.
They know they can't hard force it in that moment. 100 Thieves will have rotated too many players. There was too much delay on account of Arsena's ult.
But they just got to stop dead. Yeah, refight for it. Okay, Cryo finds a great timing here.
Such a great isolation onto Baby Bay, exploiting him stuck in garage. They pounce on the opportunity.
Cryo's ready for this. He knows players are coming from. Can he buy time? Stay alive as long as he possibly can. Valen swings out, but gets the better of him, and Arsena chimes back in. Blaze wall up, obscures his positioning, and it's down to Trent to save the day. And 100 Thieves brimming with confidence. A trophy under their arm and a chip on their shoulder. A moments away from settling the score. Grouped up together, no spike plant, and the champions in Paris return home. Break a curse that has spanned for 2 whole years.